Now, I know Dog fans are obviously excited to see what Kirby Smart and his squad have in store for 2025. So let's take a look at a few position groups today, Shock, starting with the QB room. Gunnar Stockton taking over after Carson Beck's departure. What excites you the most about Gunnar as QB1 and your expectations for him?
I think the first thing is he's had a full offseason to prepare. Going into last year, obviously the offense was catered around Carson Beck. Now this offense will be catered around what Gunnar can do. This guy leads by example. He's a tough, gritty player. He's more athletic than you really can think, has a really good arm. And the best thing about him, his mentality. He's smart. He loves to compete. This will be a guy that Dog fans will want to root behind because guess what? His teammates were behind him last year, and now with a full offseason, he will have the chance to continue to be the quarterback that all Dog fans want him to be, and that's getting him back to another natty.
A lot of outside chatter about Gunnar Stockton, maybe not the nicest things, but this is a guy who isn't even on social media really. I've heard he needs help getting on sometimes. Do you think those words fuel Gunnar Stockton, or you think he's just unfazed?
I don't think Gunnar even listens to it. He's such a cool and calm, collected dude. I just saw him at a golf tournament about a week ago, and we were talking. He was just like, yeah, we got workouts later. It's just going to be what it's going to be. But he's that kind of guy. He doesn't really look into it, doesn't need to have that motivation. He has it from himself on the inside. So he's going to compete, he's going to fight regardless. But I don't think that's going to be one of the things that fuels him as he heads into the season of what people are saying about it.
Sure. Now, it is worth mentioning that Ryan Puglisi, now going into his second season of college ball, will have an opportunity to push Gunnar for the starting spot in fall camp. But Shock, even if he is the backup, how should Dog fans feel about Puglisi going into year two?
I think they should feel great, man. He's one of those type of players that when he gets onto the field, he's a gamer. Mm-hmm. And a lot of things you have to worry about is in practice, what is he doing, how's he throwing it. But I love this focus. I've had the unique, opportunity to be able to talk to this guy on the sideline and interact to him with things that are going on in the game. So there are times where last year stuff happened with Carson, and I said, what was this play? And he knew exactly what was going on. He knew where the ball should go. And that tells me he's a locked-in type of player. Now, he's a bigger kid too, has the size, has a cannon of an arm, and he wants to be great. And he is more athletic than Gunnar. I don't know, maybe more athletic, but he can move more than I think a lot of people can think. He studies the game. And the one thing that I'll tell you about Ryan is he will be ready to play because Coach Bobo did the exact same thing he did to Ryan that he did to me. He was on him every single day, and he gave him a lot of grief. And he talks to me all the time about it. He asked sometimes, did Bobo like me? Does he like you? And I was like, yeah, that's how he coaches, but he's going to get the most out of you. But he's going to be prepared if he gets that opportunity to go play. Don't worry about it. 12 will be ready.
No doubt. Now, let's look at some of the guys that will be catching passes from the QB, starting with the returners from last season. Colby Young reinstated after missing most of last season. You have Mr. Do-It-All, Dylan Bell, London Humphreys, and a guy I'm really excited about going into his sophomore season, Sokovia White.
Yeah, let's start with Colby, man. Colby obviously has the size. I think he's hungry. Missing those games gives him an opportunity. You know what? I missed this, and he's going to have a newfound, I think, respect for the game when he comes back. And I think he's going to be more than just the red zone three. He's going to be a guy that can use out in the field as well. Then you talk about Dylan Bell, his versatility, the experience. This guy's played everywhere on this offense, has been really good for him, and he can play running back, he can play receiver, but this guy will be a threat all over the field with the things that he can do. And then you're talking about my man London. He played really well last year. You saw flashes of his speed throughout the year. He's going to be a more complete. I think he's more of a polished receiver than I think a lot of people give him credit for. Has really good speed. He will be a guy they count on, and you saw him make plays that way last year. And last but not least, my man Sokovia. Obviously a smaller size guy, but you saw him make plays in the spring game, as we're showing here. Going up to get the football was one of the main targets. He has the ability to make some plays. He can be a gadget guy as well, but I think 3 or 4 of those guys are going to have a chance to have a huge impact, and they're going to have to.
Now, let's look at some of those transfers. The Dogs obviously bolstered that receiving room through the transfer portal. Zachariah Branch, Noah Thomas coming from USC and A&M, respectively. We've seen what they did at their old programs. How do they change this Dogs offense?
Well, I'm excited about all these guys because of what they bring. And Coach Smart doesn't go out and get these guys unless he knows they can come in and contribute right away. Zachariah Branch is a guy was dynamic at USC, will bring that kind of attitude to this receiver crew. He will be fun to watch. They're going to have him all over the field. And then you talk about Noah, the size, 6'5", 6'6", has the ability to go up and get the football, played in the SEC, so you know he understands what this league is all about. He will be a big-time threat for this offense, and expect both these guys to have a huge impact on this offense.
We know the best players get on the field at UGA regardless of class. 3 talented receivers, C.J. Wiley, Talon Taylor, Landon Roldan. Who do you think emerges out of this group?
That's a tough one, but I think it may be TT, my man Talon Taylor. He's the guy that everybody's talking about. C.J. Wiley is a guy you can't underestimate as well. But I think all these guys have a chance. But all they need is one of these guys to have a real big impact, and this receiver core would take off. But I think 11 might be your guy because of his size, because of his ability. They're all going to be special in their days, but I think right now I'll give it to TT.
Now, we can't talk pass catchers at UGA without the tight end room, Shock. One of the deepest in the country with Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky, even Jaden Riddell, just to name a few of those returners.
Yeah, those tight ends are going to be fun to watch, though. They're all guys that have played a lot. I think when you look at my man Riddell, he may be the most athletic of the group, but all these guys have been really efficient. They have a tons of value, and it's going to be fun to see where they mix in this offense.
Now, obviously, there's more talented freshmen in this group as well, both Ethan Barber, Elias Williams. We saw them get opportunities at G-Day. Does one of these freshmen step up?
Yeah, I say the great thing about these guys, they all were there in the spring, and that's going to hugely help them as they go into the fall. If, like I mentioned with receivers, one of these guys can step up and emerge, that makes this offense even more dangerous going forward. I expect maybe Ethan to have a huge step forward.
No doubt about it. We're going to be previewing more positions all throughout the summer now.